should the President of the United States be picking and choosing people who should have jobs based on whether they say nice things about him or not?
No, but he got fired before Trump said a word. 46.2.
Actually, Trump
Abby,
called for his firing
very simple explanation.
Okay, let me respond to what you said. Trump called for his firing last fall, just to be clear.
Let's talk about what actually happened. $46.2 million in losses on a franchise that's 40 years old. It's old, it's dead, and unfortunately for all of the category, people are geometrically not watching late night TV.
All right, everyone, here's the latest. Late night TV is going through some major shakeups, and Scott Jennings is speaking out loud and clear. Just recently, a legendary comedian was fired, triggering a wave of media backlash.
Think that they're canceling the show because this is what President Trump wanted to let this merger go through?
No. I mean, it's pretty. Look at the reporting on this. On and off the record, executives all over are saying, we had to do it for financial reasons. This is a massive show with a massive staff. It's losing a massive amount of money. This is the nature of the TV business right now. You just are not economically viable if you're supposed to be doing a comedy show that's not funny, that's losing $50 million a year. I mean, only liberals, extreme liberals, would think that we have to keep subsidizing partisan rants every night that are economically not viable just because. Why? It makes absolutely no financial sense. He works for a for-profit company. Don't you have to turn a profit at some juncture? And he's not doing it. And, you know, there's a lot of people in this general business right now who think that I exist to go after Donald Trump at all costs, but no one stops to think, do I exist to make money or not? Maybe these things aren't compatible when you cut out half the country.
Like watching a real-time drama unfold, with fierce debates about what this means for comedy, free speech, and who controls the narrative. TV viewership is dropping fast, and many are wondering if we're about to lose something far bigger than just a few laughs. This story keeps us on edge, and that's why hitting subscribe is a smart move. It helps me and keeps you in the loop whenever new developments arise. Diving into the media reaction, voices from all sides have chimed in, but Scott Jennings stands out with a blunt, no-nonsense perspective. He highlights the economic realities behind the firing of the comedian, pointing to a crisis in late-night comedy shows that once ruled the airwaves. On top of that, the political implications quickly surfaced, with many liberal commentators suggesting the departure was tied to broader political agendas.
If you believe, as corporations or as networks, you can make yourselves so innocuous that you can serve a gruel so flavorless that you will never again be on the boy king's radar, A, why will anyone watch you? And you are wrong.
You know, Brian, we're also seeing some of the biggest names in comedy weighing in on this decision. What do you make of the reaction that's unfolding right now?
Stewart giving voice to something that many American liberals are worrying about right now. And frankly, I would say this is something that has been bubbling up for months at this point. Are TV networks going to keep supporting political satire and free speech at a time when President Trump's campaign of retribution is rattling corporate America? You know, there's been a long history in the U.S. of comics having a lot of space and room to poke fun at presidents, as well as the network executives who run the parent companies. But right now, fans feel that tradition is under threat, and it relates to a broader fear about institutions caving to Trump and quieting political dissent.
You know, it's always been the role of the court jester to make fun of the king. Yeah. That is the role of comedians. I have said on this show, I think I said it years ago, when they start coming for the comedians, all bets are off. Mm-hmm. Because the king he's supposed to take the hits.
Everyone should be concerned. People on the right should be concerned. People on the left should be concerned. Because it's very clear that if it is political, this is the dismantling of our democracy. This is the dismantling of our Constitution, right? And so the First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason, and that is freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom to speak truth to power. If that is taken away, if the comedians are being attacked, then that means our Constitution is being...
Just seeing shadows where there are none. Or is this really a turning point where the political winds are bearing down on broadcast rights? Scott Jennings argues that, at its core, this isn't a political decision, it's about financial sustainability. Take Kevin O'Leary's brutal breakdown of the numbers. A staggering $46.2 million in losses. That's right, a show older than some viewers is buckling under the weight of shifting audience demographics. People just aren't tuning in for late-night laughs like they used to. Viewership is dwindling because the jokes no longer resonate, they're fading echoes of a bygone era. Meanwhile, many media voices, especially on the left, have sounded alarm bells, framing this as an attack on press and free speech. The uproar over losing this media voice is deafening. The cancellation isn't just a blow against one show, it's seen as an existential threat to comedy as a platform for political discourse. But here's the kicker. Jennings rightly points out that media companies aren't charitable organizations. They're profit-driven businesses. This comedian might have relentlessly targeted Trump, but even if every Trump joke hit the mark, what happens when profits plummet? That's when things get tricky. Brian Stelter and the crew on The View spin this into a crisis of democratic values under siege, acting as if the sky is falling. Yet Jennings reminds us that if late-night comedy becomes just a stream of partisan jabs, it risks alienating half the audience. It's basic marketing 101. And here's where Jennings really nails it. It's not Trump undermining these shows, it's the viewers voting with their remotes. When your content keeps hitting the same political note over and over, can you really be shocked when people tune out? While many in the media insist this decline signals a free speech crisis, maybe it's just capitalism doing its thing. Audiences are judge, jury, and executioner. If they don't show up, that's the game. What often gets overlooked is the entitlement that's crept in, the expectation that these shows should remain immune from accountability simply because they deliver a constant anti-conservative diet night after night. Jennings sees this as a reality check, a shakeup. To him, this isn't a political upheaval, it's a calculation of sustainability and entertainment value. He's essentially holding up a mirror to the media elite, urging them to reflect before shouting into an echo chamber. This debate opens a bigger question. Is comedy as we know it deteriorating, or evolving into something new that can outlast its formulaic past? Ultimately, it comes down to what viewers want on their screens. Are we witnessing the end of an era for late-night comedy, as entertainers struggle to balance satire with broad appeal? Jennings believes this is a reminder that no one is owed a lasting platform. Staying relevant is the key. So what do you think? Are these recent firings just part of the natural cycle of entertainment? Or is there a genuine threat to free speech, as some claim? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Everyone wants to hear what you think about this wild situation. Let's keep the conversation going.